Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Somunta Nigeria Limited Gantt chart presentation. On our program of activity as highlighted on the Gantt chart for the year, we have a planning meeting which is being coordinated by our CEO in person of Mrs. Grace. This activity lasts 1 week in the month of January. The next activity on the program is budgeting. It's also coordinated by Mrs. Grace as the CEO, and this lasted for 2 weeks in the same month of January. The next one, we have recruitment and training of staff and also the farmers. This is coordinated by Mr. Bayonle in our Human Resources Department. Then we have a farmers training coordinated by our field officers. This lasted for 2 months, in the month of February and March, followed by generation of farmers lists under the coordination of our field officers also. Also lasted for 2 months in the same month of February and March. And the AgResults induction training for the implementer, in which we are ably represented by the CEO, Mrs. Grace. That takes place in the first week in the month of April. And later we have a land preparation by all our farmers in all the farm locations, and this activity lasted for 2 months, in the month of April and May. Then followed by input procurement for farmers, coordinated by Mr. Ali, our procurement officer. This activity is lasting for 2 months, also in the month of April and May, followed by input distribution to farmers, coordinated by our field officers also. It's an activity lasting for 3 months, between the month of April, May, and June. Then we come to the field operation activities proper. Number 1 is a GPS data collection on our fields, under the coordination of our field officers. An activity lasts for 1 month in the month of May. Then we have the planting activity by our farmers for 2 months in the month of May and June. Fertilizer application jointly by our farmers and the field officers from our coordinating office, which also lasts for 2 months in the month of June and July. Our flagship broadcast, also coordinated jointly by the farmers and our field officers for 2 weeks.
You have 2 more minutes.
In the month of June and July. Sporation check, coordinated by AgResults staffs for 3 weeks in the month of August. Then harvest by our farmers also for 2 months in the month of November and December. Drying, cleaning, and bagging also for 2 months by our farmers, the same month of October and November. Then threshing by our farmers 2 months also, in the month of December and January. November, December, excuse me. Then coding and labeling of bags by our field officers for 2 months also, in the month of November and December. Maize sampling and aggregation for 3 months, also by AgResults in the month of November, December, and January. And lastly, market linkage activities coordinated by Mrs. Grace, our CEO, for 4 months, starting from the month of November up to the month of February. Yes. The location of our farm activity is in the north, southern Kaduna. Thank you.
Okay, a round of applause for the group. First and foremost, a Gantt chart is supposed to be a planning document. And in your presentation, you kept referring to a Gantt chart like something that you draw when you have executed your project. You keep using the word lasted, coordinated, all in the past. So please, make sure that your Gantt chart is drawn up before you embark on the project. Am I making sense here?
Yes, sir.
Other than that, this is one of the best performances today. A round of applause for the group. It's not the best, I said one of the best.